Welcome back to Pause and Respond. I'm Josua Rine, licensed professional counselor. Today we're talking about one of the biggest misunderstandings in modern emotional health. The belief that calm automatically equals emotional intelligence. Because a lot of people have learned how to appear calm, while still internally becoming resentful, disconnected, exhausted, and mentally overwhelmed. And this confusion matters because many people are praised for emotional suppression while slowly deteriorating internally. People say, oh, they're so calm, or they never react, or they seem to be very easygoing. They don't let things bother them. But sometimes what looks like emotional intelligence is actually emotional shutdown. Sometimes silence is wisdom. And sometimes silence is fear. Sometimes calmness is regulation. And sometimes calmness is emotional suppression disguised as maturity. And that's what we're unpacking today. Because emotional intelligence is not about becoming emotionally numb. It's about learning how to stay honest without losing control of yourself. A lot of people spend years performing emotional stability, especially high-functioning adults. The dependable person, the responsible person, the helper, maybe the peacekeeper or the emotionally controlled one. They become the person who doesn't complain, doesn't rock the boat, doesn't make things harder or need very much. And externally, this often gets rewarded. People tend to trust them, depend on them, even compliment them on their appearance of control. But internally, many of these people are carrying tremendous amounts of unresolved tension. Because being emotionally controlled and being emotionally honest are not automatically the same thing. A person can look composed while externally feeling hurt, dismissed, overwhelmed, resentful, and lonely. And over time, the nervous system begins absorbing all those unspoken pressures. This is why some people suddenly hit emotional burnout, seemingly out of nowhere. But emotionally, it wasn't out of nowhere. The pressure had been building quietly for years. Most emotional suppression starts at adaptation, not dysfunction. People don't learn, or people do learn early. Don't upset people. Don't make things harder. Stay strong. Be easy. Keep the peace. Get over it. So many people never actually learn emotional processing. They learn and practice emotional containment. And containment can look very mature for a period, especially socially and professionally. Maybe even in relationships where one person constantly avoids conflict. But avoidance creates delayed emotional consequences because the nervous system still registers unresolved experiences even when they stay quiet. That emotional energy has to go somewhere. So eventually it leaks through. We begin to see people display irritability, withdrawal, coldness, resentment, passive aggression, or even emotional shutdown. This is why some people say, I don't even know why I'm so irritated lately. Because unresolved emotional pressure accumulated slowly over time. Now, this distinction is critical. Regulation and suppression are not the same things. Suppression says, I don't feel it. Regulation says, feel it without losing control of yourself. Suppression disconnects you from your emotions, while regulation helps you understand your emotions. Suppression buries emotion. Regulation processes it. And this is why emotional intelligence is not measured by how little emotion you show. It's measured by your ability to recognize, understand, and communicate emotion clearly. and stay grounded while doing so. That's very different than simply appearing calm. Because appearing calm can sometimes just mean I'm afraid to express what's actually happening internally. One of the most damaging emotional patterns people develop is confusing peacekeeping with health. A lot of people say, I just avoid conflict. But avoidance is not always peace. Sometimes it is accumulated resentment waiting for a future moment. Because unresolved tension tends to compound, and that's important. Every time someone minimizes what they feel, avoids an honest conversation, or swallows frustration to stay comfortable, that pressure increases internally. And eventually people stop feeling emotionally connected to each other because dishonesty disappeared underneath the surface. This happens constantly in relationships. One person keeps filtering themselves to avoid tension, but over time they become emotionally distant. They become less patient, less warm, and less open. Then eventually the other person says, "You've changed." But emotionally, the change started long before the withdrawal became visible. It started when honesty stopped being practiced consistently. This confuses people all the time. Someone appears calm for months and then suddenly explodes. And everyone says, where did that come from? It came from accumulation, suppressed frustration and hurt, suppressed boundaries and disappointment by the people breaking them. People think emotional explosions are caused by a single moment. Most are caused by hundreds of unresolved moments stacked together. And this is why emotional honesty matters early. Before the resentment compounds, before emotional shutdown happens, before the nervous system becomes overloaded. Healthy communication is not about saying everything emotionally the second you feel it. It's about addressing things honestly before they become emotional pressure. Real emotional intelligence is quieter than performance. It looks like honesty without aggression, clarity without cruelty, boundaries without punishment, and self-awareness without shame. Emotionally intelligent people are not emotionless. They are emotionally aware, they know what to feel, and they know why they feel it. And they can communicate it clearly without emotionally collapsing or emotionally attacking others. That's maturity. Not emotional silence, not pretending that nothing affects you. Not carrying resentment privately while performing calmlessly in public. That's emotional fragmentation. Fragmentation eventually exhausts people. This is why the pause and respond framework matters so much, because instead of reacting impulsively or suppressing automatically, you simply pause. You create the space between the emotional activation and the behavioral response. Then during that pause, you ask, what am I honestly feeling right now? Not what keeps everyone comfortable or what avoids tension, but what is true. When you communicate from clarity instead of accumulation, that might sound like, I don't think I have fully expressed how that affected me. Honestly, I've been carrying frustration around about this. I need to communicate something more clearly. Those are the statements that represent emotional intelligence, not emotional silence. The goal is not becoming harder emotionally. The goal is to become more aligned. Because when people constantly suppress themselves, They disconnect from themselves. And eventually, they stop trusting their own emotional experience altogether. They build honesty, rebuilds that internal trust. And internal trust changes everything. The nervous system calms down, relationships improve, resentment decreases, and clarity increases. This week, I want you to notice where you are confusing silence with emotional maturity. Where are you appearing calm while carrying unresolved frustration? Where are you avoiding honesty in the name of keeping the peace? And where might clarity actually create healthier connections than continued suppression? Awareness is where emotional intelligence begins. If this episode connected with you, the new book, Pause and Respond, The Honesty Advantage, goes much deeper into emotional honesty, communication, emotional intelligence, and learning how to communicate clearly. You can get the books, workbooks, and other Pause and Respond media, to include the coaching information at pauseandrespond.com. And if this episode helps you, share it with someone who has spent years trying to look calm while carrying too much internally. Because calmness is not always emotional intelligence. Sometimes it's emotional exhaustion in disguise. This is Pause and Respond. Less reaction, more choice.